exponents with the quotient rule. Here we're going to break down 4 examples with increasing difficulty. Let's start with this one. The quotient rule says as long as our terms have the same base, when we're dividing, the exponents will subtract. Your base will stay the same, so in this case it will still be x. We'll just subtract the 2 exponents in order top to bottom. And 5 minus 4 is 1. Technically x to the 1 is your answer, but anything raised to the 1 is just itself, so we can just write the answer x for this one. Let's work through this one next. Pay close attention to when you have numbers in front, coefficients, as well as variables, because those will both do 2 different things. Your numbers will just divide like normal, and 74 divided by 2 is 37. Just like your last example, we're going to subtract the exponents for variables. So this becomes w to the 14 minus 6, which is w to the 8. Now I put both these 2 answers together, and so that's our final answer for this one. Next up is this guy. Here we got 2 variables. Again, separate those coefficients, and your variables will only interact if they have the same base. So p's with p's and o's with o's. For our coefficients, we divide like normal. 49 divided by 7 is 7. For our variables, we subtract the exponents. So p to the 8 minus 4 becomes p to the 4. And similarly for our o's, they become o to the 6 minus 3, which is o to the 3. Putting them all together, this is our final answer. Now for our final example. Again, split up your variables and coefficients. Write in any invisible ones if they're missing, and start to simplify. 12 divided by 10 won't divide evenly, so we just need to simplify it. To simplify, divide the top and the bottom both by the same number that goes in evenly into each. When we simplify our coefficients, we're still left with a fraction, so we'll need to pay attention to the variables to see if they end up on the top or the bottom. So if we were to subtract this normally, we would end up with x to the 4 minus 8, which would give us x to the negative 4. And since negative exponents can sometimes be confusing, it might make more sense if you do the subtraction that will result in a positive number, and just know that these 4 x's will end up on the bottom because originally there were more x's on the bottom. Now for our y's, we have the same number on top as we do on bottom, so if we were to subtract, we would end up with y to the 0. Conceptually, you can think of it like our 1y on top canceled out with our 1y on bottom, so our y's will disappear entirely, leaving us with this as our final answer. Thanks for watching. I hope that all made sense, and subscribe for more question and concept breakdowns.